Hey everyone, it's Kent. What I'm about to do a couple of unboxing videos here. And I just want to preface by saying 3 out of the 4 figures I'm about to unbox here, the GMK Godzilla, Burning Godzilla, and Godzilla 1954, are figures that have been around for a while. And I think, like with the GMK, I think the only difference between the original one when it came out when the movie was released, gosh, 2 decades ago now, is that I think the size is a little bit smaller. I think the original one was about 8 inches tall, if I remember correctly. So what I'm about to unbox here may not be necessarily as exciting, because some of you may be thinking, well, those have been around for a while. What I want some to understand as I unbox these, that 3 of those 4 figures are figures that I had to get rid of about 13 years ago now. And I got rid of them 13 years ago because I got engaged and we didn't have a ton of space, and I also needed money. So at that period of time, 12, 13 years ago, I was in need of money, and I sold about 80 or so percent of my collection at that time, which included really all my Bandai figures, really. And I sold them in 2 bundles dirt cheap, real dirt cheap, simply because I initially listed them as what I thought were appropriate market price value. But while I got a lot of lookers on those eBay auctions, no one was biting. I even had an offer a button on those auctions as well, and no one bid. And so I ended up sadly selling them dirt cheap, but it was enough money to get me by at that time. So just wanted to preface that before I go in. So let's open the first box, see what's in there. Okay, so let's open up this first box here. All right, so one of these is the only new figure out of the batch. If I can open this bag up, let me put these so tight. Some of you may already be able to tell what's in this one. Gosh, why do they have to make it so difficult? So this is one I've been hoping Bandai would release for a long time, and they did here within the last, I think, couple years. It is the 1955 Godzilla from Godzilla Raids Again. There's the tag there. For anyone who has listened to the pod for a while knows that I'm a huge fan of the film. I don't think it's a masterpiece, but I think it is terribly underappreciated by much of the fan base, and I had always kind of thought, hey, it'd be nice to have a figure of this, even though there are subtle changes between this one and the 54, but Bandai finally did it. So there's that one. And then this one is Burning Godzilla. Now this one I used to have a figure of years ago, but it was the Burning Godzilla where, if anyone remembers those, the figures were made mostly from a kind of an orangish translucent mold, and then the blackish brown paint was painted over most of the figure, if you remember those. This is totally different. This is, as you can see, kind of a blackish, grayish mold, and then they just painted the orange in various spots over it. I actually like this one better. I think the burning effects come through better than they did on that original type of figure. The eyes certainly are a lot better. I don't know if that'll focus in properly or not. But the eyes are certainly better. When I did have the original Burning Godzilla, I remember just over time there were spots on the figure where the blackish paint was beginning to peel off, and I rarely touch my figures. I had them for display only. So I don't know, maybe there was just something about the translucent vinyl that they used, or maybe even the paint itself, but I could tell over time some of that paint was just rubbing off or chipping off. And like I said, I barely even touched the thing. So I actually like this better. I think the detail is a lot better with the burning effects. The eyes certainly are a lot better. The dorsal spines are looking really good too. So that's box 1. Box 2 is coming up. So now that we know what's in here, I know what's coming up in the next one.